I'm gonna talk about my favorite skull. So one year when my friend and I went river rafting down my favorite river, we were taking a lunch break. We were originally going to take it at this like really cool spot with waterfalls and such, but we ended up falling in the river. We were way too cold to go to that spot because it was all completely in the shade. So we went to this little island instead. And while we never gone this far down the river before, so we were trying to figure out like which side of the island to re-enter at. And while we were doing that, I came across a skeleton. Like, it had everything except for the front legs. And I was still newer to bone collecting and such, so when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I found a coyote, how cool. And then when I was like searching around, because I was like, okay, I'll come back to this, skeleton's cool and all, but I need to figure out which side of the river we're going down. And that's where this comes in, because I got a little further from the skeleton and I noticed something shiny, and I went and picked up, and sure enough, it was a dog collar. A dog collar that is completely sized out. This is one of those slip chains, but it's sized to the dog. It's not, it doesn't slip. So I know that the dog's neck had to roughly be this size. So I found my friend again, asked her if I could bring home the bones. She said, you know, this is the backpack we had. We can't fit the whole skeleton in there. You can take home the skull. We also had her stuff in there, and she's not into bones, so she thought it was still pretty gross. So brought the skull home, called the number on the tag, which was unfortunately for the vet clinic, which is another reason I did want to keep this, is so I could call the number. I did not have cell phone reception in that area, still don't. And yeah, now I keep the collar with the skull because this is the dog's identity. The owner never called me back. I left my information with the vet office, asked them to call the owner, and that way I could retrieve the remains of the dog for them. Never happened. But this is the last piece of the dog's former life that I can keep with them, and it just feels wrong for me to separate them. I may have never known this dog in life, or what they looked like, or anything about them, but somebody cared about them. And as long as I have this skull, which will probably be the remainder of my life, I will continue to care about them.